My name is Alcy and I own Somethin Alcy Food for Transformation. I'm here today to show you how I cook. So there's a recipe that I found is really easy, really kind of simple and vegan, and I'm excited to share it because it will show you a little bit of how I work in the kitchen and how I really use my intuition and my tasters to make a good dish. And I know some of you will want this recipe afterwards, so I will do my best to kind of guess the amounts and put it into a recipe for you to try. But what I want to encourage is that you always taste it and try it and add whatever it is else your heart desires. So starting with the basics, I'll tell you what I have. I have some chickpeas. I have some tempeh that I actually marinated and fried up a couple days ago. So this is just like crumbled up tempeh, which is another form of protein. I've got some raisins and some sunflower seeds I'm going to put in at the end. I've got vegan mayo, but depending on your preference and what you're working with in your diet, you could just do regular mayo, or you could also sub in yogurt. I've got some Dijon mustard. I've got some pepper. Typically I use a purple onion for this, but I didn't have one. I do have some Egyptian onions around my house this week, so I cut up some of those. And then I've got some carrots and tomatoes for putting the wraps together. We're going to put it on Swiss chard, so I'm really excited for that. And lemon juice, dill, and parsley, and celery. I think that's about it. Yeah. So it's a pretty simple recipe, lots of fresh ingredients, good for summer, good for school year. This is good to make a bunch ahead of time, and then you can kind of scoop it out as you want it. This is bothering me that my head is cut off, so I'm going to try and kind of find the best of both worlds. Let me just cook down here. Yeah, that's good. All right, so to start off, I've taken some chickpeas out of the can, two 15-ounce cans, which maybe comes out to like 3 cups. I'm just going to dump them into this bowl, and then using this fun little masher, you could also use a fork. Some people have a different looking masher, really whatever you have. We're just going to go to town. And not all the way mashed. I like to leave it so some of them are still whole, or at least bigger chunks, It's just nice to kind of change up the texture and consistency a little bit, like a chicken salad, What I really like about this one is that it's fresh. There's just this real great kind of fresh, summery taste to it. The lemon juice, the pepper, the Dijon mustard. You don't really need a whole lot else for flavoring. So that's why I want to encourage people to, even if you're using the recipe or following along, I want to encourage people to kind of follow your heart with the amounts. And it might not come out perfect the first time. In fact, I want to say that not anything that I make ever comes out perfect. It's a lot about just trying stuff out and doing your best. All right, so that's it for the chickpeas. That's good. I'm going to throw that tempeh in there now. I'm going to do about half, just in case. And instead of tempeh, you could also do slivered almonds. I just didn't have any right now. So slivered almonds or tempeh and chickpeas. I have about 2 stems of celery that I'm chopping up, so get your chopping arms ready. And in terms of size or shape, it's really up to you. Like, think about, the size of the chickpeas, think about the size of the other stuff going in there. Usually bite size is like a good measure, and with these, you could even go a little smaller, but these are like half moons, little pieces. Oh boy. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Alrighty, so we're going bigger here. Going bigger, going home. I am home. Maybe you're home too. I don't know. Yeah, so we've got our celery, we've got our chickpeas. I'm gonna throw the onions in there. And it's making me a little sad I don't have red onions, but this is a big part of how I cook, is that I like to substitute whatever I have. So if something's in season or something's fresh in your fridge or needing to get used, use it. And if you do have red onions, then that just adds a really nice little bit of color to this dish. I'm hoping to get in the tomatoes and carrots that we're going to put in at the end. So for right now, onions, celery, tempeh, chickpeas. Ooh, that's a good start. I'm so excited. Probably about 1 lemon's juice, but you gotta feel it out. I'm just gonna throw it all in there. I like tang. I'm a tangy kind of person, so the more lemon, the better for me. And then I'm eyeballing this for sure. Maybe it's about half a cup. I would say start with less if you think like, you know, I'm not so much of a mayo person, or you know, I don't want to make this all yogurt. I don't want it to be too saucy. Then do a little less, and then you can always add more. Yeah, I'm getting a good feeling from this. All right, the other idea that I had that I don't have right now is radishes. So if you happen to have radishes, that would be a great addition to a chicken salad. I'm gonna put a little bit of these sunflower seeds in there. Pepper, great addition. And then this is a vegan chickenless seasoning salt from Trader Joe's, which I really like. It's essentially just nutritional yeast, salt, onion powder, turmeric, and garlic powder. And it's a great kind of chickeny flavor, great kind of salty flavor, a really great addition to the zing of the lemon and the kind of butteriness of the tempeh and the chickpeas. I'm going to do about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Remember, you can always add more of this stuff, so just start with enough. Oh yeah, look at that. That is going to make me and my mom very happy for the next few days. It helps if you have someone to cook for. And I guess that's kind of a funny thing to say because you could easily be cooking for yourself and be making something really yummy. But what I wanted to say is that, like, it's helpful to cook with intention. That's a big part of what I do as well. When I'm cooking, I like to think about, well, if I'm going to be eating it, I like to think about eating it. If I'm making it for someone, if I'm making it for an event, or I'm making food for a friend, if I'm cooking for someone's birthday, I love to think about them when I'm making the food. It helps me put love into it, and it's going to come through when you eat it. So I've got parsley and dill, just a good amount of that. I've got some fresh herbs out on our porch, so kind of just got to go with the fresh herbs. I could probably do like twice as much, but we'll start with that. This smells amazing. I have to highly recommend tasting it. It's always good. Where are my tasting spoons? Here we go. Okay. So I would say this is a pretty good combo of things. This is very good. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put some raisins in. This is not for everyone. Some people would prefer cranberries. Some people would prefer grapes. You can kind of do whatever you want. I've also seen chickpea salads with sliced up apples, which isn't exactly in season, but these are good. So, mix it all up, and I'll show you the wrap assembly job. Oh my gosh, I just need to get you in there. Look at that goodness. Yeah, this is delicious. I'm so excited. So, I got some rainbow chard. If anyone lives in Waukesha, I can highly recommend going to Good Harvest to get your greens because the stuff is off the chain. So good. Okay, so I'm gonna make 2 right off the bat. Oh yeah, so I got these tomatoes. I totally remembered. This one's gonna be more like a burrito, and this one's gonna be more like sushi. So, line it up. Carrots as well. Mom's home. You gotta come say hi. Just a minute. And then just like gently scoop. They're going to be pretty full, I think, so just do your best not to overload them. I can't even help myself. They're totally overloaded. So this one is more like the taco burrito. It's okay. Ooh, I'm really excited about that.
Those look marvelous.
Yeah. And this one is going to be more like sushi. Yeah. You can't even see what's in there. It's just a good bundle of goodness. I'm gonna say hi. Hi. This is who's gonna eat this with me.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So excited. Alrighty, so this is it. Some Swiss chard chickpea chicken salad wraps. I'm Elsie with Somethin Alcy. Thanks for checking in, and I'll have a recipe attached below. Have a nice day. Bye.
Yummy. Made by Elsie. Healthy and delicious.